So I can identify the major stages of the cell cycle. And the major events. Oops. In mitosis. The cell cycle, because it's a cycle, it repeats itself, we can draw it as a circle. Okay. Most of the cell cycle is spent in interphase. The other two events in the cell cycle are mitosis and cytokinesis. During interphase, the cell grows, so it gets bigger. It copies its DNA. So it copies the material that has the blueprint for all processes. So it copies its DNA, and it also duplicates organelles. Because it's got to make sure that both daughter cells end up with enough mitochondria and vacuoles, vesicles, chloroplast. It's got to make sure it's got all of that material in order to function properly. The mitosis is the stage where two copies of the nucleus is made. Is when, the cytoplasm and organelles are divided. So basically, everything else. So during this division stage, we've got mitosis. Copies of the nucleus are being made, so each daughter cell gets two nuclei. And we've got the cytoplasm and organelles splitting in two as well. So if everything goes well, we should end up with two new cells, two daughter cells we call them. And they should be about equal in size. Cell division is important because new cells must be made to grow an organism. You started as one cell. You're many, many more now. right? You're about 100 trillion cells. It's needed for maintenance. Produces new cells to replace old, worn out, or dead cells. Then the other one is for repairs. So let's say you get a cut on your finger. It replaces damaged cells. A lot of research has gone into growing replacement cells or fingers. There's a famous experiment, oh my gosh, decades ago, where they were actually growing a human ear on the back of a mouse because of the size, yeah. Now, with the 3D printer technology, they're hoping to be able to print these items using cell material, so actually replace them that way. So it's very bizarre. You're living in a very, very interesting time. Clear membrane disappears. DNA is in these giant strings of protein and DNA, and it's called chromatin. So what happens is chromatin condenses into chromosomes. Oops. So chromatin condenses into chromosomes, and the chromosomes are those X things. Oh, I spelled that wrong. Chromosomes. There we go. Okay. So just draw 3 X chromosomes. Label your chromosome and your cell membrane. So these are held together with a little dot called the centromere. Okay, metaphase. Metaphase. Look at the picture for number 3. What are the chromosomes doing? Yeah, they're lining up in the middle. So chromosomes line up in the middle. And we're, of course, talking about the middle of the cell. So chromosomes line up in the middle of the cell. At the centromere, and these spindle fibers pull. So the blue are the spindle fibers. They're pulling the chromosomes apart. Nuclear membrane reforms. And the chromosomes uncoil. So this is where your diagram looks a bit like a peanut in a peanut shell. So we have our nuclear membranes reforming. And your chromosomes are now uncoiled into chromatin again. So your DNA is uncoiled. So cytokinesis, the cell pinches into two smaller identical daughter cells. Well, mine don't look identical. Let's make them identical. What's swastika? There. So you end up with two daughter cells that are the same size and contain roughly the same amount of organelles and nuclear material.